truth is, life has actually happened to me a couple of times, and even though I want to come live, it seems very hard. One of the toughest things to do to come live. It feels like it's so hard to stay online these days. Life has been so busy, and if you're in that category of people who wants to come live regardless and connect with people online, but you find it very hard, please say hello to me. Hi guys, my name is Overi. Nice to meet you. I'm a digital marketer. I stay in the UK. I'm an immigrant and I'm a youth mentor. I'm also a community manager. Hi, I'd like to meet you onto my live video today and then we can kick off. I'm going to be here for 30 minutes. Then we can have a wee talk about why I am coming live today. So basically, I've been attending interviews for a while, so I like to share some of these questions that I get to ask. Not all the questions, one particular question that stood out for me in one of the interviews I attended, and it was quite mind blowing. So just in case you're not in that place yet, you might want to start thinking towards that direction so you can start putting things in place for your so that your goals will align properly with your values. So, if you're a young person, most especially a young person in school, I want to connect with you because I'm from Nigeria. So, if you're connecting from Nigeria, if you're Nigerian, say hello. This is one of the things I suffered when I was young in my 20s. There was really nobody to help. There was no guidance, no one to help share information. When I needed help with my CV, I struggled so much. I didn't get help. It was so hard for me, but I found a way around it and I stumbled. Even when I did, I found a way around doing stuff myself. So I want to be that resource person that's going to help another young person become better and stand out in their community and stand out and learn from my mistakes. And by guiding them so they do the right thing and take the necessary step in following up with their career. I'm going to be speaking today about the 10 qualities, 10 questions rather, you can start asking yourself to discover your values. I have a couple of questions which I've written down on my phone, so I'm going to be reading from these questions just so you can start thinking about it yourself. So I had an interview where they asked me, "What are your values? What are your values in life? Have you thought about it? Have you thought about what keeps you going? Why you're doing the things you do? You might not think it's necessary, but you might want to start thinking about what your values are, and that will help you align your goals. That will help you pursue your goals, and that will help you keep the right people within your space, and that will help you kick the wrong people out of your we space because we all have a right to know who we want to keep in our circle and who we want to keep out of our circle. That is actually part of the things you have to start knowing for yourself. So, one of the questions you might need to start asking yourself is what qualities do I admire most in others? So you're trying to discover yourself as a young person here, or as even as an adult, a millennial, you're trying to discover yourself and you want to know if I see Mr. A or Mrs. B, what are the qualities I really appreciate in this person? So that's the first one. What are the qualities do you appreciate in other people? You're trying to form your values here. So this is like, I don't know what I am. I am a plain surface, but I want to start putting pillars together to know myself, to know what I am and what I can offer. I'm still discovering myself. So you're in the phase of discovering yourself. These are the questions you want to start asking yourself rather, what do I admire in this person? So this is where you start thinking you when I was young in school, they'd be like, who are your mentors? Who do you want to emulate? So these questions you ask this person that I like so much, what attribute does he have that I can copy? So it could be this person is very calm. So calmness is like a value. You put calmness down. So if I want to be this person in the future, I have to start emulating calmness. I have to learn how to be calm when I talk to people. I have to be patient as well. So you write the things down you admire in the person and you see the ones you can incorporate in your daily life. Number two, what do I feel most at peace with myself? What do I feel most at peace with myself? So you're finding yourself, you're trying to discover who you are, you're trying to form your values. What do I feel most at peace with myself? If you're working in a particular place and you're not at peace with that place, of course you're not at peace. What will give you joy? What kind of job will you get to give you the kind of peace you're looking for? The people I'm currently relating with, are they giving me the peace level that I want? Are they making me happy? Are they filling this gap? Are they really helping me achieve my goals? What do you feel most at peace with yourself? This is you trying to find your values. What do you feel most at peace with yourself? What goals do you want to achieve? What will take you to the point from point A to point B? When you start asking yourself these hard questions, write them down. Don't forget to write them down and start forming your life values. And number three question is, what type of work or activities make me feel fulfilled? When I left school, when I was in university, I knew I didn't want to work for the government. It was not my safe space. I didn't want to be for government. So I knew that from the beginning, I don't want to work with the government. I wanted to work with a private company in my country, in Nigeria. And I wanted to work as a marketing relationship manager. I wanted to have a role that's going to earn my skills. So I had to work hard to make my grades really good. And when I came out of school, I got a job in marketing because that was what I wanted. And again, I knew I didn't want to work in the bank, but I worked in the financial institution. I didn't work in the bank necessarily. So it was what I wanted. So I didn't go for a bank job. I went for an insurance job instead. And because it was a bit safer there as a marketer. So I went there. So that's what I wanted. So you might start asking yourself, what do you want? What type of work or activities do you want to make you feel fulfilled? So if you're trying to discover your core values, you're trying to form your core value as a young person, what type of work or activities will make you feel happy? You might think it's not necessary. It's necessary to start knowing the type of work you want so that when you come out in life, you graduate from school, you're working towards those jobs, you're applying for those jobs, the jobs that will make you happy. And number four question would be, what are the three most important things in my life right now? What are the three most important things in my life right now? So you're at the phase of your life where you're trying to find yourself. Start asking yourself, at this point where I am in my life, what are the three most important things in my life right now? So those three most important things will be the things you have to focus your energy on, you have to build on, you have to build capacity for. You might think it's not necessary to build capacity. I hope you guys are hearing me. You have to build capacity for the three most important things in your life. It could be you want to get a certificate, you want to learn a new skill, it could be you want to be closer to your friends, you want to network more. It could be anything. So you ask yourself this question: what are the three most important things in my life right now? Every other thing that is not so important, do not give them so much energy as you would give the three most important things in your life. Number five question you want to ask yourself is, what principles or belief do I stand by no matter what? Oh my God, a lot of people come out of life without knowing what to stand for. There's a saying that goes in my country. Is it just my country that owns it? I don't know. But I think I heard it both in my country say, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. So the question you want to ask yourself, what principles or belief do I stand for? Do I stand by? No matter what happens to you, what do you believe in? What do you stand on? I had this amazing colleague in in Nigeria back home. No matter what you do to that guy, what you do to that young man, we're about the same age grade group. We're the same age actually, and he will not say the things he will not say in front of you behind you. He stands for sincerity, he stands for truth, he stands for integrity. Growing up as a child, my father would always teach us integrity. My mother was big on high moral standard. My father was big on integrity. Both of them are actually twin sister or twin brothers, and they have high morals, you have integrity. My father had always preach about integrity, even the Bible talks about it. What do you stand for no matter what? What can you say you stand for today? Somebody calls you, and who are you? What belief do you want to stand for no matter what? So that is the question you start asking yourself. As a young person, you're building your values. What belief do I need to stand for? Do I stand for? And mind you, what belief, the belief you have, the principle you form for yourself as a young person will help you become a great person, a great man or woman in the future that somebody will want to look up to and say, this person actually, because of you, I am living my life like this. You're so good in this area. And I saw that attribute in you and I wanted to be like you. So my principle would be standing for something that is true, integrity. I stand for the truth. I always say the truth. And I am honest and I'm hardworking and I'm open to learning. So, self, what principles do you want to call your own that will make you a better person in the future? Write it down as a young person. And these are the principles you form for yourself that will help you start building blocks of life in the future. I know you might say I'm in school. So basically, I'm speaking to a younger generation in their 20s or before 20s, 17 up to 25, 17 up to 30. So this video is basically speaking to that young person who is a bit lost, who doesn't know what values to form for themselves, who don't know how to go about life, who don't know what beliefs, they've not had the foundation where they can be taught integrity, hard work, they don't know anything about that. Or probably they're in school, they've been under their parents' care for so long, they're trying to find their first job, a young person independent of their parent at this point in their life. They're trying to create their values. So I would always preach that a young person should start having their values from a very tender age. Have your values and have your principles in front of you. These are things that would help you become a better man or a better woman in the future, because you are the future of tomorrow. So the sixth question you want to ask yourself to discover your value would be, how do I want to be remembered by others? So you might think, if I go through here, nobody's going to remember me. If I go to this part in my life and the next 10 years, nobody remember me, somebody will remember you for what you are. This is the stage where you make mistakes, the stage where you try different things, no hard feelings, do it do it with, how do I say, do it without feeling bad or feeling stuck, because that's the age where you try things and you want to see if A will work for you or B will work for you. So what do I want to be remembered for means, how do I want people to see me? So this aspect has actually helped you to want to build your personal brand already as a young person. And you might not know it, you might not understand, you might not get it right. Trust me. But if you start asking yourself certain questions and you write them down, you'll be able to start building that foundation for a great personal brand before you even leave school or while you're a young person in the future. So, what do I want to be remembered for? If you meet somebody in the line of school, in the line of your volunteering job, in the line of a job, or on the street, how do you want them to remember you? How do you want to be remembered? Are you that one person that doesn't say hello to people, that's not friendly? Are you that person who don't have integrity, don't say the right things, you've not been able to build trust? Are you that one person who is not reliable? Are you that one person who is not responsive or responsible? You need to start building all those values to, like, what do I want to remember for? So that when you pass through a road and people see you on another road, they remember this person, this ovary, this girl. I remember her for this thing that she did, and it was so touching, and I love her for that. So that's the kind of question you want to ask yourself to build values as a young person. And then, so that's like number six question, right? Number seven question you want to ask yourself would be, what do I want to prioritize in my life above every other thing? What do I want to make a priority? This question relates to the other one that I asked, number four, that says, what are the three most important things in my life right now? So those are important, but which one do you want to prioritize? So say you're very young in school, you're like 17 years old, you're probably just getting into university, and you're 20 or 25, you're probably just getting out of university. But really, what do you want to prioritize? Do you want to prioritize getting a job, getting settled? Do you want to prioritize having babies or children? Do you want to prioritize building a personal brand? Do you want to prioritize your career? Do you want to prioritize your spiritual relationship with God? Do you want to prioritize writing a book? You've always wanted to write a book, it could be your priority. Do you want to prioritize that? Do you want to prioritize forming a stronger bond with your family? It could be a priority for you. You want to ask yourself, what do I prioritize in this phase of my life? Discovering myself, discovering my core values. What do I really want to prioritize? If I come online, what do I want people to know me for? What do I want to prioritize? What do I want to share? I don't want you to be stuck up on perfectionism. Nobody is perfect. We're all learning. No matter the age we are at, we never stop learning. I am a live learner. I tell you, I'm a live learner. I don't want you to feel like you have to know everything already as a young person before you start wanting to learn and put yourself out and start creating a timeline, your value system. Start forming your value system at this age. And then you know what you prioritize, what is most priority in for you. I'll give you an example. When I was in school, when I was in university, all I had top of my head was to become a better person. I wanted to prioritize passing my exams. I wanted to prioritize coming out with a good grade. When I got to university, it was hard for me. I didn't get to university until I was age 22. I got into school very late. I was at home for 5 years, nearly 5 years. On the fifth year of staying at home after secondary school, I got admission. So at that point, I already formed my values. I already knew that I was in school to pass. I was in school to learn and pass. So when I had a simple chance, a single opportunity to even hang out, I will go with my book in my hand, because after that hanging out, I'm still going to go back to class to study. There's one time in school I was invited out to hang out with some of my friends, and this guy invited me out, and I went out and I had my books in my hand, and that pissed him off, and he was like, "Why do you have your books with you?" And I said to him, I said, "This is actually my priority. After hanging out with you guys, I'm gonna go back to class and study because this is what I want to do. I want to pass. I can't gain admission at a very late age and not pass with a good grade. I'm sorry. I don't care about all those fun things. These fun things can happen after I write my exams. If I haven't written my exam, I'm really not picky about hanging out during classes or during coursework time or during term. So as a young person, you want to ask yourself, what are my three major priorities? What is your priority right now? What is that thing that will help you start creating your core value that you will live by, and people around you will understand that this is what this person lives by, and that's why this person is achieving so much in their young life. The eight questions you want to ask yourself is, what makes me feel proud of myself? Now, this question is not to make you feel bad if you haven't done anything for yourself. You're in the stage of phase of finding yourself as a young person or young adult, or even a lady in your 40s. You're in the stage of finding yourself. But what would you feel proud about? This is not a question to make you feel sad. This is a question to help you find yourself. I promise you. When you start writing all these things down, you begin to channel your energy towards the things that matters the most in your life. Cause life waits for no one. And again, I'm gonna bust your bubble. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. You have to want to save yourself. You have to fight for that thing you believe in. And you have to start building capacity. You have to build your core values. And it starts from these questions I've highlighted. What makes me feel proud of myself? It could be the simplest thing, the habit of wanting to read a book, the habit you have built of wanting to learn a new skill, the voracious attitude you have. You want to consume information, you want to share information that are valuable with your colleagues or your classmates. It could be a simple thing as you want to help your younger sibling become their best self and pass their next exam in school. It could be a simple thing as you want to go to church, you want to build a relationship with God. It could be a simple thing as you want to help your neighbor who can't manage to go for grocery shopping. It could be anything. It could be like you want to start posting motivational things that helped you when you were young, that you learned from your mom or dad. Those tiny things can help you make you feel proud of yourself. So you start asking yourself this question: what makes you feel proud of yourself? If you haven't done any fantastic thing or any little thing, don't feel bad. It's always time to pick up and start. A little thing you do is better than not doing anything at all. So what makes you feel proud of yourself? Ask yourself that question. Write the things that you do that will make you happy with yourself, and then start working towards those things. And those will form part of your values and the building blocks in your life and your career as a young person. The ninth question you want to ask is, what do I want? Sorry, what actions or behavior in others frustrate me the most? I know as much as possible that we do not let people's attitude or behavior stop us from becoming the best persons that we are or our best self, but you want to know what they do that frustrates you. Why? Because you want to be able to manage this person. Now we all have excesses as human beings. Nobody is perfect. I have this client at work where she keeps telling me nobody is perfect. And it breaks my heart. It touches me so much because she understands that she's not perfect, I'm not perfect. And she's giving me chance for making a mistake. When I make a mistake, oh sorry, she's like, nobody's truly perfect. So, what behavior do you feel others would exhibit that will frustrate you? When you know those behaviors that people can exhibit that will frustrate you, you'll be able to manage them. You already know what to expect, right? You already know if this person behaves in another manner, I'll be shocked. But if this person behaves like this is what I'm used to, so I'm going to create allowance for this person. So this is where you're saying to yourself, I want to give this person a chance. Always cut some slacks for people. Nobody's perfect. Always try to cut slacks for people, create allowance for people, and knowing fully well that you have your own too. So what's that thing that will frustrate you about this person? If you know that thing, you'll be able to live with that person. Everybody should have a skill of what do you call this skill? Managing people's skill. Again, if you know the next person, you'll be able to manage the person adequately and manage yourself. And that skill will help you when you get your job as a young person, you graduate from school and get your first job. You can have a very annoying boss, and your boss will be so annoying you can't run away from your job until the day you decide to resign. But while you're still on that job, you have to know how to manage your boss. And then you have colleagues who are always getting on your nerves. But if you don't get on your nerves on some day, you'll be like, "Ah, why is this person acting different, man?" Because you now know them, you don't cut slacks for them, you don't cut allowances for them, you now know how to manage their attitude. And they also know how to manage yours too, because you now know each other and you want to work together as friends. So that will actually help you become a better person and help you live with people. Your people skills will now be 100% over the one who doesn't care to acknowledge people's strength or weakness. So at that point, you want to know people's strengths and people's weaknesses. So where people's weakness comes in strong, your strength will come in stronger because your strength will be able to help the person who is weak to become strong and then help you have a better relationship with that person. So if you want to ask yourself questions, what do I do? What behavior this one is exhibiting? It could be your sibling, it could be your friends in school, it could be your friends outside school, it could be your volunteering colleagues, anywhere. But what's this person doing that's actually frustrating me the most? If you get to know this person for themselves, you'll be able to work with them the way they are and you cut slack and allowances for them. And they do the same for you. And then you'll be able to manage people from that point going. The last question would be the last question, the number 10 question, the 10 question you should ask yourself to discover your value for me today would be what makes me feel energized and alive? What makes me feel energized and alive? So this question is so I can relate very well with this question. When I was working full time back home in Nigeria as a corporate person, I wasn't so satisfied with my job, my work environment, my job role. There was really no growth, promotion, and I wasn't quite happy. And I was doing the best I could. I was going to take courses, certification to see if that could help me become a better marketer in my role and my company and to serve better and deliver on my job. I was doing my little bits and bobs here, but it wasn't being appreciated by the company. And I was losing energy. But then I was a young girl. I didn't want to live my life like that. I started looking inside. I looked inwards rather. I found what will make me happy. That thing I found, I still do it till today. And I started putting energy into doing those little things that was helping me take my mind off my toxic work environment. And that was how I was able to survive working nearly 10 years in my former place of work back home. I want you to start thinking of that thing that you can do to make you energized. It could be writing a book, it could be having a journal, it could be going out for networking activities, it could be making your own hair, it could be making your wigs, it could be doing your own makeup. Just little things you do will help you find purpose in life. You need to start putting energy towards them. What I discovered I like to do at that point when I needed to direct my energy towards other things that will make me happy, I started learning how to do my own hair. I could make my hair. I learned how to do makeup. I love to do makeup, so I perfected my makeup skills. I went for classes, and then I learned how to make wig myself. I'm a taught wig maker. I could sit at home and make my wig, and also I learned how to weave and make my hair myself, how to install crochet braid. I could do all those things, and then I learned how to design with Canva at some point. Those are things I was doing to take my mind off my toxic work environment, and I was putting my energy towards that to take out all the bad or the negatives from my head. Then I go to work excited. I go to work happy. And that was how I was able to live through work, even though I wasn't satisfied with my job. But I lived through it until I eventually left. So those were the things I did to help myself come out of my negative situation. And I found positive. I found my passion, and I found purpose. I was happy to do all those good stuff to make me happy and really, really energized. So you want to find that thing that will keep you active and make you energized. It could be volunteering in a school, excuse me, it could be volunteering in a hospital, it could be going for a book club or write a book. It could be reading a book. It could be learning how to make hair. It could be learning how to cut hair, barb hair, becoming a barber. It could be drawing. It could be you want artists. You like to draw. Put your energy into drawing. It could be helping somebody clean their house. It could just be something simple, random. Put your energy somewhere else. What's that thing that will make you active? Look for that thing that will make you active today and live a more purposeful life. So that's me for today. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the taps. Thank you for the likes. I hope to see you in my next video. I will not be able to tell you when I'm coming live next time, but when I come live, I will make sure to announce it so more people can join my live. I hope you found purpose and I hope you found this video valuable, and I hope to see you in my next live video. Thank you so much for stopping. My name is Overilai. I'm a digital marketer, a youth mentor, and a community manager. I'm an immigrant in the UK. I'll see you in my next live video. Thank you.